it makes sense that the communications that goes on between men and women, which is the act of sex, would begin to like polish and take the rough edges off the relationship. I know this sounds kind of weird, but hang in there with me. See, narcissists don't know anything about this. They don't have any order or rhyme or reason for anything. But see, I'm getting older and older, and I'm able to observe, unlike them, paying attention and then beginning to see the rhyme and reason and things. And so why why sex is here? Sorry, there's a dog barking, and it's in an unusual place. Anyway, I'm trying to lighten up here with this issue because it shouldn't be such a big deal. But it begins to be because it's communication. It's one of the more intimate forms of communication especially between men and women, but it could be with the same sex, right? Yes. See, getting into communications, just going general, boy, it's a long subject matter. We can't just wrap it up in 6 minutes. You know, how that there's two paradigms, one in which sex is used in a everything is used in a completely different manner. You know, the truth is just a toy for the narcissist. And there you have the gaslighter there who is just like, that could be a tactic to just knock everybody off. So it's terrible, but see, how do you even know that you have one there if you're not super sensitive? Okay, babes, an empath can know when there's something wrong, and they don't have to get involved with somebody sexually, like actually go there. We take our chances. See, this is what I want to get back to. It's like, well, then you don't just avoid sex at all because somebody appears to be an idiot. No, they're a fucking idiot. Let them have their flaws. See, my mother said, and this is going to sound so weird, but no, this is talking about your gut, about how you feel at the end of the day about that person. And everybody knows, listening to this, a narcissist makes you feel kind of hollowed out, like scooped out upon, thrown out, and you feel off, and there's always maybe something you have to say, and then the communication gets worse. But anyway, let's get back to me personally. You don't just stop at your inability to communicate and bring both of you up into looking at each other's eyes and saying, oh, well, see, there's where I was trying to say in the beginning, where there isn't anything more important than that place of sex. Now, mainly what's important is that, okay, so it's always like this, babes. Any sex therapist or anybody in their right mind, after a while, is going to tell you how it is. I mean, this is how it is for me, how it was. It's awkward at first. The man doesn't know what he's doing. You have to, and if you guys are good friends, and if he has, if he really cares to be with you and get to know you, he's going to listen to you. And then he's going to improve. Like I said, you're going to improve just that one place. Who cares? I know that you like to go and play a certain game and do a certain thing, and you work for a certain thing, but we want this place, and it's a sacred place. You know, whatever that means is, it's like there's a purity of ambiance that, for God's sakes, it's not bad for us, you know. So, but if we're walking away feeling bad and unfulfilled and robbed and cheated and all that stuff, everybody knows that happens in an instant. Can't get confused about this. Fuck, man. But you see it everywhere, right? I see it everywhere, and it's like, You know, you have your awkward moments. Like I said, this is the truth, but you don't stay See, Sam Vaknin will be up on this with me too. We can detect this as empaths, what's going on, just with a little interaction and see, well, there isn't any communication, then you get with it and it's like, no, you gotta back away. Because that just wasn't meant to be, but don't ever walk away as a loser. Just realize something deeper about that situation. By this time, like say, if you're 50 years old or 60, you should have a lot of real knowledge that somebody can taste on their own if you started to talk, because that's the truth for them. Because here's the thing about the truth, and the narcissists don't get this. It's the same for everybody. The truth, the nature of it, it's the same for everybody. And some truth that's the same for everybody. It's just as simple as like, okay, so you're going to drink muddy water and try to tell everybody this is the best water you've ever drank? No, people will agree that that's muddy water and that's the truth, and that's how anyway. But the epiphany that came across, it's like, okay, so that communication, that's what makes or breaks a whole entire civilization, whether it's going to continue on a decline, which it is. And I'm looking, see, I'm just one person here that has only so much time. And it's like, after a while, if you don't communicate this, see, I woke up today thinking of the word communicate. I think that, ecate or nicate is a suffix. You look at it because there's commune, there's also communion, see, communication. Ication is a suffix. Ication, communicate. Kate means something like, so I'm not that smart to tell you what that is. Comment section down below if you can tell us what that suffix means, but commune is there. And then there's the word communion, which makes me think of the very deep communication that happens between disciple and master. And it's really just it's an everyday thing. But the West and people don't have enough value for it. There is a genre of a show to see. There's the Dalai Lama, or there's the guru there, and he speaks with disciples, and there is communion with the master. What is it? Well, it's a very deep phenomenon. Not just a blah, blah, blah. Oh, I agree. Do you agree or disagree? No. So I'll put up a video here that kind of explains the difference between religion and, say, spirituality and a cult, or religion and a cult. Where this subject of communication is so important, but I'm saying that none of it matters except for that intimate part between men and women. If there, see, the reason why I'm talking about this, like, well, why? How do we solve the problems on the planet? First of all, nip it in the bud. Find out where it is that now people are being disconnected from their bodies, and now they're turned into mental cases. This is what we're looking at, and it's like, well, what the fuck? And now they're turning even further. Big time a problem. It's almost like, now, deeper we can see, babes, this is hard to talk about. But the programming that is there, the masterminds that have programmed up people to be a certain way, may stick, may not, but most likely will, because you have to go into what? Their system, their education system, right? If you didn't have a good spiritual background, say, like, through all of the thing, life is hard, now you're being put in this box, and they're going to try and distract you away from fucking figuring out how to get it on your own. And then, so if you didn't have something to go home to, something real that said, we had to go through this too, that's what a fucking guru would say about school. They don't just suck you in and say, and by the way, no, and I'm going to have a school at my house. A guru, like my mother, would say, these are just experiences. And you don't deny your kids' experiences. And that's what a public school is. All of you fucking mothers out there that think you know better, denying them just a simple experience that, how long does it last? 14 years? Shit, if they can get out early, let them. What are you doing with the experience of taking school home to them? All you're doing is taking their academics, and you're fulfilling their wishes to fucking keep you even isolated more in a box. And don't trust your fucking parents there. Talk about, are they a good friend, or are they just a teacher? See, I was happy I had a good friend at home that I could run home to and crying and saying, man, school sucked today. It was just terrible. Because why? Well, I couldn't be here. I couldn't be myself. I couldn't share who I was. They don't care about the stuff that I care about. And it's not that I was doing bad. But there's other issues too. And we talk about that. And the schools aren't going to talk about that. And anyway, whew. Hey, I'm not against having a tribe out there, a place, a community. Getting back to, what are we talking about? What is it? Well, it's already here. Can't you trust that the intelligence is already installed here? And if, in case you forget, children will teach you how to get back into playing. You have to learn how to play so that you can get smart about everything. You just start learning about everything. That's the way you do it. You just start playing around. And the main thing, see, it's rare for any living thing to do something on their own that will cause them pain or harm or affliction and sadness. No. Leave them alone, and they learn how to expand into what feels good even more and more. And if they're beginning to realize there's something under its watch, like my chickens, I love them. I say, I love you. I just keep saying, I love you. You're the best one in the world. I know these darn things are just under a small program, and they're no different than plants, it seems like. You know what I mean? Well, everything's like that here, just a program. But so we have human beings, but human beings have dominion. Demon? Are you a demon about it? No. To learn how that your love affects them when you acknowledge the beauty that they are, and the way that they've experienced joy. When they're smiling, acknowledge it. They'll give it back to you with a wing flap, and now you're getting a positive feed. See, the narcissist doesn't know anything about a positive feed. And see, I'm going back to, and you have to teach them. You don't stay at the level and get into their negative feed. You say, no, it's just sad. I mean, especially if you're a woman. And I'm talking about sex right there. Boom, talk about it. This has been something I've been doing like all my life. I might do a little like autobiography and just saying, and this is the thing that you would want to avoid. Especially, for God's sakes, reproducing, because you see it. See, this is where it's controversy right now. If the woman is strong, and she might have to learn how to be. It's a very natural thing that will happen, that a woman figures out, oh my God, not only was this person kind of just suckling on me because I have love and attention, which that's all the narcissist wants, is a supply of attention. And they can be really selfish, and it's just, God, this fucking conversation. See, my mom, this is issues that I have to work through. I think she did really good when her situation, fucking flying colors as far as I'm concerned. First of all, you don't have children unless you have a stable home. That if you went out, you both went out, the children could stay home and figure out how to live there. Some people don't have that. Oh God, some people, most all people don't. And I can't believe that people have the nerve. I'm sorry, I'm talking like really personal, but that people have the nerve. They have some kind of, it's not conscience, babe, but it's just that to reproduce under those conditions of having. It's bad enough you'll figure out, babe, that you can't own anything here on this planet. So slow down a bit. Slow down. Is it safe? Have you found safety? Fuck. When it gets back to that subject matter of sex and the way that, first of all, if you don't know how to communicate and bring that man up, Now, it's really just bring up the narcissist into being human. I've talked about this before, which is making him develop a sensitivity towards another information field that is alive, that is human. You don't know, this person probably lifetime after lifetime after lifetime was probably a soldier and killing things all the time. Maybe they were working in a slaughterhouse and they just killed things, and they have uh, um, a callous. Oh, and maybe they were supposed to be a lover and the most sensitive thing in the world, but they were trained to be that over there. And I'm not saying that that's a bad thing or even a good thing. It just is what it is. And I'm saying that a woman has the profound responsibility to communicate. I mean, first of all, you don't just expect it to be perfect. Not the first time, not the second time. You're going to have to communicate. I was thinking, okay, so this conversation, it takes like 6 months. If after 6 months you see, it depends really what the frequency that you are that this person that you're trying to be intimate. I'm talking about getting intimate. I don't care what you think your plans are with money and what you do on a daily basis when you're going to that place. Usually somebody wants to go there, right? Man, we can talk about this forever. On a very scientific scale, like, well, who is it that person wants to go there? Well, who is it that really thinks they want to go there but has no idea about it? See, doesn't think twice about that maybe there's two different sexes there. It's not just you there and that has a need. Who was I talking about then? Huh? See, science going general and history shows is like, man, men have a problem with not slowing down, with not paying attention at that point. There's a problem with that communication, and here I am. I was just thinking, shit, Shauna, is it too late? Yeah. At least I get it.